Look at this, huh? We are here at Mondello Beach, and it's about 20 minutes from where we're staying. Got a little lost, but then we recovered, got here anyway. Got here around 3 o'clock. Beautiful afternoon here on the beach. And what a beautiful landscape though. Over here, you have this big mountain jutting around on one side of the beach. That beautiful blue turquoise water. And you have another mountain on the other side bookending the beach. That is really, really nice. For 2 chairs and an umbrella, it was 16 euro. We're gonna be here 3 hours or so it was worth it. So we'll walk down to the beach here and check it out. Got the lifeguard right here. Isn't that nice? Got this village over here. Beautiful water. Then you got like a, you know, beach clubs or something along those lines, maybe restaurants. All these umbrellas all along the beach. But I've already taken a dip. The water's beautiful. Air's a little bit cool, but all doable. And this is a nice little gem. The only problem was finding parking. We'll admit to that, boy. That was a little tough because we drove over here. We don't know all the rules yet. I don't speak Italian, so reading the signs and everything, but we did it, you know. And now we're here for a couple hours. Gonna enjoy the afternoon after walking around in the city all morning. I think this is a good way to spend the afternoon, a good way to spend the day if you can. Check out the city during the cooler hours, then when it starts to get warmer, if you can, head to the beach. Why not, right? Beautiful area though, I gotta tell you, beautiful. All right, good morning here in Palermo, and today what we're going to do is do a tour bus, the hop on hop off bus, and take it around the city. Probably I think we're doing the historical district today, but this is the same bus. We're just waiting for ours to come up.
Oh, this isn't ours.
And what we'll do, we'll tour the city, and if there's something we really want to see after, we can always go back. The bus is good for 24 hours, so we can ride it all day, all night if we want, and some of tomorrow, because it's only, right now, I don't know, it's about 10:30, 11 o'clock or something, so we even have a few hours tomorrow. And the way these buses work, if you only had 1 minute left, you can get on the bus, so long as you don't get off. If you get off, you're done. But if you have 1 minute left on your time, you can still get on the bus. So we still have plenty of time tomorrow if we want to do this. I will say this, the toughest thing in this city is finding parking for this. It's very, very difficult. Parking is a true commodity, and you're probably going to walk a bit once you do find parking. Now if you don't have to worry about that, it's great. You get to where you need to go. I think you can Uber here. We haven't tried it yet. We may at some point. All right, finally, after a little bit of a process, we are sitting on the top deck of the hop on hop off bus here in Palermo, Sicily. And as you can see, I have my ear plugs in. They're free, or they're part of the cost of the bus. And I don't hear any volume yet, but hopefully I will soon. So this should be a good, nice little tour to at least get us familiar with the city, because Palermo is a pretty big city, and you can only see so much of it walking around. So this way here, we'll get to see the highlights, hopefully. And here's the view we got. Got my traveling companions, John and Sue, over here. John, did you bring a hat?
Yeah.
Okay, good boy. We don't want to burn the cranium. And we're off. And as I was talking about the parking situation here, notice all the cars parked everywhere. And there are different parking rules all over the city. Like if you have a resident pass, or if you have the sticker that says you can park there during the day, or if you have the app that you can go ahead and plug in based on where you're parked and your car license plate number. So there's different parking situations, and it's being an English speaking person who doesn't know hardly any Italian, reading the signs and stuff, it gets a little bit discombobulating. But we're off on our tour. You can see one of the mountains up in the foreground, and this should be fun. So in back of me, which we just passed, is the gardens we walked through yesterday. Very nice gardens with the banyan trees and a little pond that's supposed to have a fountain, but it wasn't working, so it was getting pretty murky in there with all the turtles. And I believe this building is from the 17th century. Oh, look at these balconies and everything lining. You got the old balconies and the newer ones, and then new ones. It's a whole mix of balconies here. Check out these gates. Beautiful area here. I believe this used to be a big port out here. And this is basically the welcome area for those who came into the port, the merchants and stuff like that. And then you have this long wall. This long wall with all these restaurants along it. Nice open plaza out here with a memorial across the street. Something I just learned with these phones on is that Palermo means old port. Good to know, because it is a huge port and it used to be very, very active. And as far as I know, it still is pretty active. So there you go, a little point of information. This is the site of an ancient moat that ran around the city. And this is a beautiful garden in here now. And it has a lot of works of art in there. I believe it's the Botanical Gardens. This is the Botanical Gardens. And then before it is a Via Giulia. The Tempedatorian and Caledonian. So in that garden, apparently it's a free range for parrots. So we're talking about possibly going in there tomorrow. Look at these trees. I love the purple in the trees. That is really cool. Here we see the central station, but unfortunately it's all covered up, being worked on. Got a memorial out front here. monumental entry to Via Roma. Theater. All right, so we finished the red line. Now we're sitting on the blue line. As you can see, we got a cover over the roof, a little bit shaded. And this doesn't go around the historical district. It goes around another part of Palermo. I don't know if it'll be as interesting as the red line, but we'll see. You know, but it's nice to see the city, whether it's on the red line or the blue line. So we're just waiting for the bus to depart and then we'll be out of here. All right, we're finally moving, and thank God, because it was getting hot. But once we started moving, boy, it's a beautiful breeze blowing up here. Interesting tidbit that the announcer just said over the earphones is that Palermo is prepping to celebrate its 3,000-year anniversary. 3,000-year-old city. And to my knowledge, is the city or the island has had a lot of conquerors roll through. The latest, of course, was Germany during World War II. But prior to that, you had North African nations, the Phoenicians, I believe, or the Greeks, the Romans, and so there's been a lot of history here on the island. And I know this island is mentioned in certain Greek stories, and I can't remember the details of it, but 3,000 years old. Here we see the English Gardens. That's a pretty place in there. It's nice that they have all these gardens scattered throughout the city for people to sit in, for shade, and just to contemplate and relax. So as you can see, this is more like a nice avenue in the newer part of the city as opposed to the old part of the city. With the gardens in the middle, different lanes, newer buildings. Okay, so we just got off the blue line of the bus, and that wasn't much. Took us for a ride around the newer part of the city. And we got off here in front of the theater, which is magnificent. And we got off here because we're gonna grab a bite to eat here across the street. But look at that, huh? This is the Old City Theater. Got some music playing over here. We're gonna see if we can grab a bite to eat over here. Got a lot of places all along here. What a nice little lunch we just had. Had a nice arancini, which is a rice ball. It was really good. They're bigger than they look because they really packed them over here. The middle was a hamburger and peas mix with a little bit of cheese, and it was pretty packed. So along with, I also got a little toasted sandwich that was interesting. And that was basically toast, It was basically a grilled cheese, but I think it was lightly fried or something. But it wasn't bad, and I didn't eat all of it. And then we also had an espresso. But the beauty of it is we did it right here at the theater with this in our foreground. So we had a nice view from this cafeteria. Now we're gonna take a walk down this street and see what there is to see. But so far it's a nice day here in Palermo, getting to see the city and explore like we're doing right now. And that meal was perfect because it's after lunch right now. And I tend to eat around 7 in the morning, a little yogurt or whatever, and by 1 o'clock I'm getting pretty hungry. So that was perfect. And then I like having an afternoon hit of coffee. And when you have these espressos, you know, it's only a little bit, so it works out perfectly. Something to think about if you ever come to Italy or Sicily, wherever it is you go, but just something to think about. Bits of information for travel. So now we're walking into a big area, restaurants, right off this theater plaza. Hey everybody, well it's in the latter part of the day, around 6 o'clock p.m. here in Palermo, Sicily, and we had a pretty good day today riding those hop-on hop-off buses. Got to see a lot of the city, and then after that we did a little bit of shopping. I bought this towel that I'm sitting on and a beautiful tablecloth, and then we basically headed back to where we're staying. And my friend John and I, because it was hot out, we decided to go check out the beach nearby to where we're staying. And I'll tell you, it wasn't much of a beach. It was kind of trashy. I didn't even take video down there or anything. It was just kind of dirty. Whereas yesterday's beach was fairly clean. They keep it clean. It's like their top beach in the Palermo area. Whereas this one here, it's not even sand. It's more like just dirt that goes to the water. At any rate, we decided not to take a swim there because it was just too sketchy. And then we walked over, we got a nice gelato, ice cream, and now we've basically been chilling out, enjoying the nice open air of our terrace. And I'll show you again. I showed you earlier in the videos that I've shot here in Palermo, but I'm going to show you again. This is the terrace. And you can see it's a nice, beautiful terrace. A little noisy on the other side of the wall because there is a main thoroughfare going through there, but very nice. I love these purple flowers going along the edge up here, along the wall. Those are really, really super. So, and you might have noticed I got a pair of shorts drying up there. I hand washed my shorts today. So, at any rate, I think that about ends my videos here on Palermo. Tomorrow, we're moving on to Forza, which is down the coast, and we may, along the way, see Mount Etna, which has been fairly active lately as a volcano. So we may be seeing that. And I just want to tell you, I enjoyed my stay here in Palermo. You can get some really good food. The cost of the food here, the cost of living is a lot less expensive than it was up in England, I'll tell you that. And but it is a busy city. My understanding, it's actually around 895,000 people here, up to around 1.2 million. And with that, if you like this video, feel free to hit that like button, subscribe to my channel. All the best to all, and happy adventures.